An interview with Jeffrey Dam, CEO of IKIGAI Audio. Do all silver cables sound harsh?
If you know your materials and you know your purity, so you must work with pure materials, otherwise you get the internal pollution that will work against you. The other step in my production process, and this is the most hardest part, is it's a batch process for me. I can't do this on spool, so I can't make a kilometer of wire. So it's made to order, and it's a batch process. And to achieve this naturality, this it's not sweetness, but I think it's more natural sound. You must process the silver, because when you start making a cable, you stress it. And a lot of people, they talk about monocrystal, but monocrystal, it's not possible in a metal. A metal is built up with many crystals. The crystal is very, very small, but you can make it larger. You can make it grow. And this is what I do. Larger crystals. Large crystals. I have a very pure material, so mono material for the silver, mono material for the gold. And I do treatment, it's a saddle treatment, to make sure that the crystals are as large as possible for the level of the cable, what I want to achieve.
Education and technical background.
I worked for Philips, I worked for Karma. When I started, when I still was in school, I worked for Karma as a student. I started there working in weekends and on evenings to earn a little bit money for my education. And I graduated at Philips. I didn't want to graduate at Karma. And when I was graduated, they both asked me, please come work for me. So I spent my 2.5 years when I was graduated at Karma, because audio is my passion. And after 2.5 years, Philips asked me again, please come work for us. And they made such a good offer, I couldn't refuse. Yeah. So after that, I spent 7.5 years at Philips in Breda.
IKIGAI is a family business.
Yeah, with the family. So it's a family company at this moment. So my wife helps in logistics. My daughters also help in some parts of the fabrication process, and I do the designing and the most difficult part of the fabrication. It's a family business. Yes.
Japanese philosophy.
The company is called IKIGAI, IKIGAI Audio. IKIGAI is a Japanese philosophy. Ikigai means is the meaning of life. What makes you come out of your bed? And for me, audio is what makes my heart tick. What I love to do, keeps me up at night thinking about new ideas. Wanted to try them during the daytime. All crazy things, not only cables. So
3 levels. Sugure Kangai Kinzan.
I have 3 levels. The entry level is the Suguru level, and the Suguru level use Teflon. Yeah, the Suguru level uses Teflon. Also, the Kangai level uses Teflon, but with a mixture of cotton. So I, to achieve the right dielectric properties, I use a mixture in the Kangai level. In the Kinzan level, is a top level, I use cotton. To maintain the properties of cotton, because cotton is very hydro loving, I need to do some tricks to keep it constant over time. So that's one of the important things. So it's not only the basic of the material, the silver and the gold, it's also the dielectric, which plays a very large role in what we hear in our system.
Silver tarnishing does not affect sound.
The most beautiful thing about the silver tarnish is it's just with copper. When copper tarnishes, you hear that. It pollutes the sound. It makes it harsh, makes it brittle. So over time, when you have a copper cable, it will become less in sound reproduction. So this was for me the most basic element to choose silver and to choose gold. because for silver the tarnish doesn't influence the sound reproduction.
37. Different analog and digital cables.
I make 37 different cables at this moment over the 3 levels, so Suguru, Kankai, Kinzan. Within those 37 cables, there are power cords, there are DC power cords. So from your router to a DC power supply, I make those cables with all types of different interconnections. I make USB cables, I make Ethernet cables, LAN cables. I make them in megabit and I make them in gigabit, so you have the choice. And I'll also make the analog cables, phono cables, interconnect cables, Kinshaw XLR. I also make grounding cables. So people from, especially for Hong Kong, I started developing grounding cables for the Troy grounding box. It's from TriPoint.
Grounding solutions.
But my cables in the speaker cable line, but also in some digital cables, I have a grounding solution. Because when you have your Ethernet connection, the Ethernet boxes, the switch boxes, normally don't carry any grounding solutions. So to overcome ground loops also in the digital domain, there is a grounding connection, and you can star connect your cable to the right.
Custom-made cables.
Line cables, the interconnect cables, don't have that feature, only on special requests. So I built for some customers, I built them with the grounding solutions. Why I don't do this as a standard is I must know what the application is and how the customer is going to ground it to avoid ground loops. So that's how you make them.
Price range.
Prices range from a Suguru cable, from an interconnect, you start at around 2,000 euros for 1 meter. And it ends with a Kinzan S, and it's around 7,000 euros for 1 meter. So that's the price range. So it's not cheap, but compared to other cable brands, they're cheap. Good one, yeah. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Thank you for your time. Thank you.